Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode. Behind me is the dragon I showed off in the last episode. This is the creative world that is kind of a copy of the current single player. And the plan is to finally start working on this guy, to start getting the materials in. And for that, we're going to take this guy into 1.16 as its own thing and start working with the materials there. This is now in 1.16, and as you can see, I have Crimson, Nylium. I brought this in the most recent pre-release of 1.16, so now we have access to all the nice fancy blocks. So we're gonna start trying out some different materials kind of as the base and seeing what base color we want to use. I'm thinking Blackstone, but maybe Blackstone's not gonna be the right kind. Also, there's multiple types. Regular Blackstone actually looks like scales from the side, and that's actually really nice. But the top is a little ugly, and that's unfortunate. I wish I could have the side textures on top, but I can't. So we'll work with this, with the side being what it is, because I think that would look nice. And then we'll figure out if we want to maybe do something else in some areas or swap out some blocks. But for now, let's swap it out to full Blackstone and see how it looks. There we go. The full dragon. The full dragon is now converted to Blackstone. And boys, this got a lot bigger once you start using fill commands in creative. Do you realize just how big of an area he encompasses? So now that he's all Blackstone, the plan is to start working on the wings first and swap those out in the webbing. So we're going to try out maybe some different colors of glass, maybe honey, maybe slime, maybe something else, and we'll just see what works. We tried out kind of a blue tint. We tried out like a fiery red tint and tried the same thing with the honey. We have slime, we just have honey, and we tried a purple thing. And I think I honestly like this just red and orange glass look. And I think that's going to be the look for the wings. This nice red and orange, and maybe some other things. But at least at the start, this red and orange. And one thing I could maybe look into doing later is using the paints. So, you know, you grab some paints in some area and start putting them in at kind of edges like this to really break up it even more. I think that's going to look pretty nice, but for now, let's get it all looking like this, I think. There we go. With both of the layers above and below done, it's starting to get there. There's some highlighted areas where there's two oranges on top of each other, some slightly darker areas with two reds, and we're starting to get a bit more variety. Still need to add a bit more probably as I kind of continue on building this thing, but at least let's get this thing, get everything to at least this level for the wings, and see how it goes. Because at that point, I can try doing kind of a fill to replace all the red with another block, and we can kind of work with that. Or yellow. I mean orange. We've got all four sort of-ish filled in. We got the first one fully done with the orange. Second one was the test area and just red, and the others are just red. Because the idea is I'm thinking of 1.15 has world edit right now, so I'm going to take that into world edit and see if I can do a replace of 50% roughly of orange, or try out different numbers and see how it looks versus doing it manually. That might save me a little bit of time. It might look pretty nice. Also, over here, I was trying out, well, this guy, black glazed. It's the same thing that we have right now in our actual world, an actual sorting system, and it looks a little odd like up close, but when you kind of look at it from a distance, it doesn't look too bad. I don't know 100% on that right now, but I think it's gonna look nice. I think it's gonna really add something. Also, why does gilded Blackstone on top look like the side? Like, this makes me just want to use just gilded on top. Because regular Blackstone is, well, that. And from the side, it is the nice, like, scale texture. Oh, if only. If only. Oh my god. Yeah, it looks so weird white. It looks so menacing as a black dragon. And now that he's just a white quartz dragon, it looks so much less menacing. That's actually kind of funny. Oh, you know, I think instead of quartz, oh, I was about to say I should use black concrete because then we could keep it black, but I need a black stair and slab variation as well, so we can't use concrete. Ooh. It's okay, we'll figure something out. We got him into 115.2, we got world edit, and we got shaders. So this is kind of how it looks with the shaders. It's not bad. It's gonna look, of course, better with it in black, but, you know, we gotta get the wings down like this. Get them all, give the variation for everything. Look at that. There we go. And this is why I wanted to bring into world edit. Because now we got a nice variation of red and orange all throughout all the wings on both sides with such an easier time than doing it manually. And of course, if I want to, I can replace these, go back to single color, change it up, build it up manually as well. I have all the options. So, yeah, we're good. We are good. Also, this is also a nice preview of how the lighting actually is going to affect it. Look at that. Oh, it's going to look real nice underneath. Nice variation of red and orange. Yep. I really like that. We're slowly starting to get some kind of shape, some kind of idea of how to do the spikes. With the base being kind of dark, getting a little lighter, and then maybe having like a fiery magma tip. I think I'm gonna start with this and continue on. I'm using my Vanilla Tweaks bedrock texture right now as a temporary thing while we don't have blackstone, because the idea is the blackstone will extend onto this, and it's gonna be a nicer merge than if it was just like one material and then, you know, the next material. I think we're getting there. I think we're getting something there. I'm not like 100% happy with it, but, you know, it's starting to read more interestingly. They're starting with these guys. We're gonna now go into the big horns, and then we have the same kind of spikes down here. And I want to really figure out, make this a lot more interesting here, using kind of the same palette. So again, we have the blackstone and blackstone or gilded blackstone that we might swap around here. I don't know how I feel about this, the acacia here. It kind of works, it kind of doesn't. But it's on the larger scale. I guess the main ones are going to be these, and that's how really I'm going to judge this. This horn is actually coming along. We got the fiery tips. It kind of is slightly less and less, and then eventually it blends in with the rest of the head. So if I fly out and go far away, at least farther away, look at that. It's starting to get there. The end is definitely feeling more hot than the center. I might want to have a better, slightly better transition right here. I think I want to maybe go in and just add a bit more dark spots, just a tad here and there, so just to break things up. So, you know, so they are not completely right there, but I think as the base, I think that's what we're going for, which means we gotta go for the other one as well now. Yeah, I kind of really like that. Is it what it's gonna be in the end? We'll see. We will see. But I like the idea of it being like a fiery tip sections. When you have a brilliant idea to just replace the entire dragon with bedrock. Oh, that horn. I'm currently in the middle of still working on this one, but oh, that looks so much better, and you can much better tell what is going on too. Yep. I think we're on to a winner. The face is going to be interesting. The claws are as well, but I think we're on to a winner with this method. I think we're on to a winner. Also, surprisingly, stripped acacia. I didn't think I was ever going to use that. But I think it actually works real nice. I think it's starting to look real nice. Kind of got the second horn in now. And it's starting to kind of glow as well. So if we zoom out, kind of come back. Yeah, we're getting that effect. We're getting that fiery tip effect. It's a little bit dull right there. I think I want to extend the magma a little bit to the side as well. So maybe, because we have a little bit on top here that goes further, but I think I want to maybe swap out just a little more, let's say here, that goes a bit further as well, so. Yeah, maybe something like that. Just a tad. I don't need a lot. Just something. Yeah, okay. There we go. Spikes is starting to get there. It's starting to slowly read a little nicer, especially just for more variation. It's gonna be hard to getting the cluster of spikes here to read well. Because from the top, it's gonna read okay. And from a certain angle, it's gonna read okay. But once you start going like a pure like angle where they blend in with each other, it's not gonna read as good. But that's almost to be expected. At certain angles, something's not gonna read, possibly. I like it though. Because the first two sides, still gotta get the third side in. And then it's the one all the way down. Especially the wide ones are gonna be probably pretty cool right here. These larger ones. We got the three kind of lines of smaller scales. So we now are onto the larger ones and then slightly... I guess these are kind of large as well, going all the way back to the tail. But it's starting to come along. It's almost like starting to be like a fire. It's fiery tips there. And I'm really liking how that's starting to turn out. I think once the actual dragon has more variation in blackstone and gilded blackstone and just more material variation, it's going to look quite nice. At least that's the hope. You know. Could always mess it up. Also, that face is terrifying. And when I say terrifying, I don't mean it's a scary dragon face. I mean, I'm terrified of starting it. But I will. Absolutely will. One of the things I'm considering is I like the magma tips. And even on the ones that are smaller that end in honey right now, because it's like, it doesn't get hot enough for those tips, I might still say magma and make it slightly brighter. Now that I also added in glowstone and maybe even shroom lights in 1.16, I think maybe just adding the tips to be even brighter might be a good idea, but I don't want to go too far. We'll see. We'll see. It might be... We might use either shroom light or glowstone. It's kind of an in-between somewhere here. That's something I'm considering right now. Pretty much the back is complete. I think I am going to go ahead and add just little magma tips for everything. I think I'm just going to go in and whatever the last block is, I'm going to make it a, you know, a little fiery tip. So no matter if it's a short thing or a long one, I think I'm going to have it be a magma one. It's going to, I think, add a little bit better and more to it. More life. Really, because even if it's a short one, it doesn't mean they can't get as hot, right? It absolutely can. Yeah, swapping out the tips to magma, I think, did quite a bit there. I'm quite satisfied with that. And from a distance, if I just fly out a little bit. Yeah. I'm starting to like how this is starting to progress. It's starting to get there. Breaking it up with just a little bit of color already? Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. With the back the way it is, with all the red fiery tips, figured trying something kind of for the wings. Having just the ends kind of be like a fiery look. And honestly, I think it really adds to it. Because now the front is kind of integrated with the same as the back section. So his back is all firing, going all the way down to his tail, and it's the same thing with the tips. And I think if I was to keep them the same, it would be fine, but it just wouldn't look just wouldn't look as good to me. I think it looks better. We're going with it. The dragon's starting to come together. The face is starting to come. As we're starting to put in the teeth, we're starting to put again the tongue. I kind of want to give a little more height variation to, still. And kind of still smooth out his nose. And of course I need to add the nostrils. And I really want to use campfires. Because campfires will make the smoke effect, which I really like. If we did this, like, having that come out of the nostrils would be so good, but it's only vertical. I can't push it. And I really want to think of a way of using this, and we'll see if we can. You know, I always thought that you couldn't do this. What? What? Wait. What if I just use granite? Let me use a single... Isn't it supposed to stop after going through a single block? No, it's still going. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna have smoky nostrils like I wanted. You know, I just need to make sure that I don't have more than one block on top. What if I do a block and a slab? Block and a slab stops it, but a single block doesn't. Oh yeah, we need to put those further in. At nighttime, it's really actually starting to come. The face especially is actually coming together. The nostrils, I can't believe that the campfires actually work with only a single block on top of it. I was for sure thought they wouldn't be working, but no, they're working. I mean, unless they break in 116. Unless they break in 116, but hopefully not. And at midnight... Yeah, it's just... It looks pretty cool. Also, I love the effect of the eye. The eye that follows you. Just by having it set in a little bit. So it's now looks like the dragon is always following you. I really like that effect. Also, why is the tip of his tongue lit up? Why are you lighting down there? It doesn't look bad. It's actually quite nice. I kind of like the fact that the front of his mouth is lit up, but that was definitely not intentional. I think this is a good place for the head at the current moment. So with the head like this, I think we're finally time to move on to the claws. And considering I used sandstone, smooth and regular for the teeth, I'm thinking the same thing for the claws. So the claws are going to be also the same kind of sandstone texture. But I might swap them out to a different color later on. Right now, let's try using sandstone and see how it works. Claws interesting. I don't know how I feel about it. It is slightly correct, but it also feels very wrong. I'm gonna do all three of these on this side, and we'll see how it works together. And then we'll decide on whether we want to keep it. Because currently, it's kind of a mixed bag, I think. Kind of a mixed bag. With 3 claws, it is a little better. I think we just still need to do the kind of smoothing out, sort of like we did on the face. So, I think it's gonna work. I think the whole bone sandstone thing is gonna work. I just need to do it on this claw, and then we can go ahead and go through both of these things and start smoothing them out. From a distance, the claws starting to read. Yeah, they're bright. I might actually want to go in and swap out some of this stuff with a darker material at some point. I'm going to hold off on doing those kind of changes to the 116 blocks, just in case there's some really nice ones I can use that were introduced that I'm not thinking of right now. But I think it's going to work. So, with the base of the claw in, let's go in with the typical, my typical, nether brick smoothing out section of the actual claws. So we want to start making this area a bit smoother with walls, slabs, stairs, and trying to give it a bit more shape and, well, feeling. Ideally. The claws with the rounded of the fingertips now look pretty nice, especially now that I don't have night vision on. especially at certain angles. If I come down like here, it really feels like it's, you know, gripping. So it should look pretty decent when it's actually integrated into the world, because again, this is just the creative version. We're gonna have to build this in survival, all of it, which includes, well, this is obsidian, bedrock right now, but we need to get blackstone, lots and lots of blackstone for this guy, and gilded blackstone actually as well. You know, you can't forget the little footsies. The little footsies are very important, even with the little claws, because now with both the arm claws and the leg claws, yeah, it's starting to come together. So next thing up is to actually work on the transition, sort of like we did for this area. Kind of start smoothing it out, same thing for the feet, and then start moving down the wingspan. The little bone area of the wings. I completely missed the little claw in the back, so you know, let's get the little claw in. Because if you look at kind of these creatures, usually they have just a little baby claw kind of in the back, sticking out. We can't forget that. Yeah, we gotta get it all in. There we go. With a little bit in the back, now it looks more accurate. Although that one seems a little large now. This one, I think I went too far. This one seems fine. This one, though, yeah, a bit much. I don't think it would be that big. Oh, let's fix that real quick. Starting to add the actual nether brick into his arms, body, and everything is just, it's starting to curve. Everything curves a lot more. We still have areas like this that still need a lot of work, but at least it's starting to get there. You know, we'll eventually make him nice and curved and less blocky, I guess, than he is. And it's gonna read far more organic at that point. I've gone ahead and actually converted pretty much the entire strips of all the wings, the back, and everything, and giving it a little bit more variation. There's still a little bit here and there that I would like to change up, like this big flat line, but honestly, there's just not much you can do when it's that flat, except maybe cut into it like this. But at that point, it starts, this no longer has a center, and I want to keep that. The other thing I can do, of course, is make this stick out, but again, it's curving in this direction, like that. So if I add it here, it will just make that area look more thick. So some stuff I was thinking about is just, you know, replacing it with stairs, but nothing really just seems great, so I'll probably come back to this at some point. But otherwise, this guy is, I think, ready to be converted to netherrack and then used with nether quartz. And the reason I'm using netherrack and nether quartz is if I take these two, and there's the netherrack and nether quartz. So these, of course, you know, look correct next to each other and it has a white area. So I'm going to be using this, using world edit, to kind of identify where and how much gilded I want. And once I actually am satisfied with the weird red and white combo that this guy's going to be for a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and convert him into 116 and get him looking with gilded and regular blackstone. And that's going to change him up quite substantially. There we go. All of the bedrock has been replaced with netherrack. You know, I'll be honest, he doesn't look terrible as a red dragon. He doesn't look terrible. He's not staying as a red dragon, but, you know, it kind of makes sense. Okay, so now with this now placed in, we need to get in the randomized nether quartz all over this. There we go, there we go. So we have a 2-to-1 ratio right now of nether quartz or to netherrack, and I think that's too much. So if we're imagining this is going to be blackstone and this is going to be gilded blackstone, I think that's too much as a base. I'll add some more in specific areas, but as a base, I think we want to go maybe as a 5-to-1 ratio. So yeah, 5-to-1, if not 10-to-1. You know, We want a little bit of gilded stuff as just all over the place. But not too much. Although this might be okay. I think the final result is a 7-to-1 ratio of netherrack to nether quartz. So at this point, what I'm going to do is make a schematic of him, bring him, or just upgrade really the world to 116, and then replace the netherrack and nether quartz with blackstone, and we will see. We'll see how this guy looks finally 116. Awesome. 116 pasted in successfully. So now we need to run the fill command to actually replace it with blackstone and see how this baby looks. I have real high hopes for this thing. Real high hopes. Well, with blackstone and with gilded a bit here and there, I think it really does work. So from the sides especially, you kind of get the scale effect. So this really looks like scales. But from the top, it's not quite the same. It is a bit there. We need to swap out some stuff here and there. I think we still need to do kind of a bit of work cleaning this up. With the decision to finally scrap the gilded thing, because it honestly wasn't looking fantastically, it's now added just in the tips where it actually makes sense. And honestly, detail where it makes sense is better than generic detail. Currently, still keeping the red bricks here, but that might swap out to blackstone bricks in the end. We will see. At the current moment, I'll leave it as this, because I think I like the slight reddish tones in some areas, but it's possible that the final version will be pure blackstone. I'll let you guys potentially decide that. But so far, I like the blackstone. Still not thrilled about it from the top. I'll be honest, still not thrilled about it from the top. It kind of, I mean, it does look like stone. So the top is just a little lighter from the sides, but from the sides, I think it looks nice. I think it does look nice. I think the dragon might actually be done. So the only thing that's really left to do, aside from obviously build him in single player, is to make or update the current world creative and paste him in and see how he looks. And kind of see how it looks with the glass and the black, because that might give us a few things we want to change up. Oh yeah. This, besides being weird with clouds and no shaders and everything, will be the end result of the dragon being in the world. I think that's gonna work real nice. Ha ha. Okay, and then, so of course he's at 116. This is gonna be warped. And actually, I could probably do a quick fill replace on this. Oh, but not with stairs. I have to do like all the different orientation of stairs for a fill command. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna do that. But he looks awesome, and I think he's gonna look even better once with shaders at 116. I can't wait. Well, this is it, guys. We have done it. The dragon, in creative at least, is complete, and actually without shaders, even at night, I think I kind of like it. He fits in pretty nicely. We're gonna move the beacons through shine. I don't know so much if it's through these wings, but at least we have spots to use the wings out of. The only thing it's gonna do is, of course, change the colors, but currently we have white on the bottom, red on top, and that needs to be changed either way. So I think it's come out okay. But you guys will let me know in the comments below. With that, hello, Phantoms and Creative. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I do hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Say bye, Phantoms. Bye.